Hi, this is Carol Stimmel in the Engerati studio at European Utility Week 2015. Today I'm talking to Renzo Coccioni, who is the Industry and Government Relations Director at Schneider Electric. And today we're going to talk for a few minutes about the work that he's focusing on. And I am especially hoping we'll talk a little bit about what Schneider is doing in the area of grid flexibility. So first of all, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, Carol.
Great. So the reason I wanted to focus in right away is Schneider has quite a broad perspective in the market. You've been operating for many years. I don't even know the title, but a long time in many markets, and including electricity. But one of the things Schneider is known for is being able to see ahead quite a bit. So one of the things that Schneider's talking about now is resiliency, self-healing, grid flexibility. I'd like to hear a little bit about what's going on at Schneider right now. I'm hoping you can give me a little insight on that today.
Yes, sure. I can give some insights on that. Schneider Electric is the global specialist in energy management and automation. And we are partner to smart utilities. And we help them modernize their grids, their electrical networks. And in order to do that, we have a comprehensive portfolio, beginning with medium voltage equipment, then low voltage devices, inverters, automation solutions, advanced software applications, and services. All what is needed in order to support utilities to go into the new energy world. We are also participating in 12 major demonstration projects where we make experience in scale 1 with smart grid applications. And yes, that's what we do.
Okay, so you used a phrase I've heard a few times, new energy world.
Yes.
So, you know, there are a lot of different visions for that.
Yeah.
The one that I think is especially useful is the idea of thinking of the grid now as a single machine from the point of generation, wherever that is through the point of consumption. Is that consistent with the way that you're thinking about the grid at Schneider?
Yes, this is consistent. And it's all about the complete supply chain. And if we see, and also here during the utility week, we have seen yesterday in session number 1, it's all about flexibility. Flexibility, it's about recognizing flexibility as a dispatchable energy source. This is essential in my point of view.
Okay, so flexibility. Let's talk about how we get that done.
Yeah. If we consider that, and we know all that distribution system operators are facing huge issues, problems due to the fluctuation of renewables, and these make let's say the life of utilities not easy, because it's more difficult in order to balance between supply and demand. So then in addition to that, we have also to see and to consider that there are more issues than that due to the high rate of renewables. The degree of integration of renewables may lead to overloading certain network components, and may also lead to the degradation of power quality and voltage profiles. So utilities are facing new challenges, and we need to find solutions for that.
Well, I think flexibility is kind of a positive way of saying we've got a heck of a lot of risk to manage, much more than we ever had to. And you brought up the case of the overloading of grid assets, that sort of thing. So when you have this distributed world, how we manage that is going to be very, very challenging, and in you know, taking a one-way world and turning it into not just a two-way world, but really a web of relationships. Do you have any particular examples in mind as to how you've helped solve this flexibility challenge? Let's call it that.
So yes, for sure, flexibility is also one solution in order to let's say, to find the solutions against the fluctuations of renewables. And we are participating in several demonstration projects. I would like to highlight one project. It's the Green Lease project. The Green Lease project, we are partner in this project, and it is the first smart grid full-scale project in France. And it is in progress in the experimental districts of two cities in France, in Grenoble and Lyon. And it includes all this electricity supply chain we have already mentioned, from the production to the consumer, and in between it includes also the distribution and the supply. And here inside this project, a lot of advanced consumer service applications and also grid control solutions are in progress, and we are currently testing them.
Okay, so you said consumer service applications and then some operational components.
Yeah.
So first of all, what are those consumer service components? Are they applications? Are they orchestration components? What does that look like?
Yes. I would put my emphasis to one of these functions, which Schneider Electric has developed and is currently testing. It's about flexibility, how to handle flexibility, and it's a very easy way to do that with our platform. If we assume that flexibility is available from, let's say, prosumer, this flexibility can be the solar panel on the roof of your house, or the electrical heating, or the electrical boiler to warm the water. This flexibility, and the prosumer would like to put this flexibility into the market. It's possible, thanks to the platform we have developed. And we need the function of the so-called aggregator. Then the prosumer will submit the offer to the aggregator. The aggregator will gather a lot of offers from several consumers, and then he has to submit his offer to the network operator. And the network operator has then to decide if to accept or reject. Because if this flexibility, it may cause, let's say, overload of the network. So if it's that, then he has to reject the offer. And in order to manage all these kind of things, it should be made in an automated way. So the flexible resources operations from Schneider Electric is able to manage all that.
Okay, so that's really the future.
Yes.
I mean, it's I've heard this several times during the show, and you actually have a specific case example of where you're doing this. So that's pretty interesting. So a lot of the technology problems.
Yeah.
It's not technology. The problem is really, as you said, the automated economic management around that. So you're developing a platform that actually allows a prosumer not just to generate electrons, but and not just to be net metered, but to actually bid into the market, which is that's a pretty radical change. And so how is that working?
Yes, this is I think the key question, because we have demonstration projects, but to put that into reality, we need the regulatory framework. So the European Union has to establish rules, and the European Union must prioritize this flexibility within the system. So for that, I think that distribution system operators, they need to get incentives in order that they can procure this flexibility in order to solve their grid constraints. And this is a very important item. And the second item is also important from the prosumer point of view. They need, in order to get motivation to do that, they need value. So flexibility for the prosumers needs to be monetized. And I think all this will be possible if the aggregated demand response will be of this market if this market will be opened.
Okay, so that you're actually referring to this sort of construct under the umbrella of demand response then?
Yes.
Okay, so that's interesting because that's a tough term sometimes in the market. We're not quite sure always what it means, and this is a very advanced view of it.
Yeah.
So we just have a few minutes left,
yes.
and you are an expert in government relations. So you've talked a little bit about this regulatory piece. So what is it you believe that the regulators in whichever market need to understand, and what your demonstration project will attempt to show? What do they need to see working before they can start to make this move that you've suggested?
Yeah. So I think this is a very, there are a lot of stakeholders, so several discussions are needed, and within the next year, in 2016, all these items need to be discussed in order to get a solution. I think that one item which is also important related to that is that distribution system operators need also to get incentives in order to modernize their grids, and this is an item which needs also governmental incentives and a regulatory framework in order to allow that. And one item which is key, and I would say, are the capital expenditures. We have the governmental incentives and framework needs to consider the capital expenditures and put them on an equal footing between capital expenditures in software, which is needed for the flexibility, and capital expenditure in hardware, let's say cable and civil works. This is a main item.
Okay, well, that's a lot of moving pieces.
Yes, sure.
I really appreciate you taking a few minutes to sort of especially discuss some of these specific ways that you're moving forward to solve the flexibility challenge, because that really is the heart of the matter. So Renzo, thank you so much. This is Carol Stimmel in the Engerati studio at European Utility Week 2015. Thanks again.
Okay, thank you, Carol.